Hey guys, Bishmii back at it again with another video. Get it, bow, you know the vibes. And today we have the Pack National Decks Week 2. Now, if you missed Week 1, make sure you head over to my channel and watch Week 1 because that was an excellent battle. But going over here, we have our Week 2 battle versus Gen 5 Goated, bringing the same team pretty much, except we have Bastiodon instead of Ferrothorn. We're also running Scarf Lele, Scarf Samurott, Banded Darmanitan. We got a Mega Charizard X again, and we're running Life Orb Landorus with a little bit of setup. It has Nasty Plot. So let's get into this battle. So, well, looking at my opponent's team, he has Overquill, which is a Hisuian, Quillfish evolution. He has Screamtail, Paradoxmon, Hisuian Goodra, Mega Gyarados, Rotom Heat, and Tornadus. So actually looking into this this matchup, right, I saw that Darmanitan could go crazy. You know, he doesn't have too many ice resists except for Rotom Heat, and Rotom Heat isn't that bulky to where it would want to be coming in multiple times unless he was running max HP, max defense. In that case, we would see that Darmanitan is faster. So I was looking forward to, you know, making sure that Darmanitan could pop off. The only other thing is that his Overcool has Intimidate. Aside from it dropping me one, it'll drop me another one. Aside from me dropping me one, that's why I ran double band so that it could actually just swing crazy. I brought Bastiodon instead of Ferrothorn because I didn't like that Ferrothorn against Tornadus, freaking Rotom, freaking Screamtail, which runs fire coverage, and also the Goodra, who has fire coverage. So let's get into the battle. So we lead off with the Tapu Lele. We are Scarfed, and Tapu Lele was pretty good into the entire team. He's just going to lead off with the Screamtail, and I just go for a Nature's Madness, drop it half, and that was also to catch any switching. He sets up the rocks, and I was just like, okay, that's revealing to the set a little bit. He has Stealth Rocks. We go Landorus now on, we take some Stealth Rocks chip, and I honestly could have went for the Sludge Wave here. And looking back at it, I'm not sure why I just didn't go for the Sludge Wave. He switched out on me. So I switched back out onto the Bastiodon. I mean, I was also checking to see if he had any ice moves, but the way how he switched out there, I should have just stayed in. That is also revealing to me that the Screamtail was faster than me also. We go for the Rock Slide because we are intimidated. That does nothing. And you know, our Bastiodon is keeping that sturdy, so we had some tech just in case he decided to swing. We had counter, but we went first on the counter, which was really weird. He went for the Dragon Tail instead. Brings out Landorus. Now this should be a free Earth Power. I mean, I could also go for the setup, but just in case he went into Torn, I believe I just swing on the Earth Power. I mean, yo, looking back at it, I really should have clicked Nasty Plot. I was a little flustered, I'm not gonna lie. I played this battle at 3 AM EST. We switch into the Samurott to getting knocked off. He knocks off our Choice Scarf, and I cry, bro. Bro, I lost my Choice Scarf. Samurott honestly could have went so crazy if I didn't lose that Choice Scarf. You guys are gonna see how it affects me. So we just bring in Bastiodon on the U-turn because Bastiodon is really sitting here eating a lot of hits. And brings in Rotom Heat. Now, like I said, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with Bastiodon in this battle. I just he goes for Discharge. It does 24. I mean, that's not even that much damage. We just set the rocks instead on his side now. And let's see, he just goes for another Discharge. He's just discharging me right now. We go for Rock Slide. We need to get this thing low also so that Darmanitan can 2-hit KO it if it is defensive. Remember that. He goes for the Volt Switch. Gets me very low also. My guy's at 33%. He brings in the Goodra. I'm not sure what this thing wants to do. I just go for a Rock Slide. He reveals that he's oh wait, no. I go Rock Slide on the Rotom. We switch out to Zard because I'm not sure what this thing wants to go for, as it goes for the Acid Armor. Now I take this opportunity to roost because we are a bulky Charizard set. I believe I was max HP, max def. He goes for Body Press. It does like 41%. That's not bad. But sadly, my Charizard also had no way to swing on this thing. I had Defog, Roost, freaking Rock Slide, and I had I think dual Wing Beat. We bring in Landorus on another Body Press. This thing is eating my team up, but I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I just switch out again. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it doesn't like an Earth Power, but just in case Earth Power didn't die, I go into Lele. You know, finally the smart switch. I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking I was flustered, yo. Like, why didn't I just go Lele after the Charizard, man? Like, I'm really folding out here. So he reveals to be Protect, Acid Armor, and Body Press. You know, a setup set. We go for Focus Blast. He sees the Focus Blast now. He's like, okay. He clicked Protect, right? So he protected my Focus Blast. I'd assume that after clicking Protect there, he'd want to go something like Scream Tail to resist it, because or maybe even the Torn, because why would you want your Steel Dragon type to get hit by a Focus Blast? So I decided to make a double into Darmanitan, and as he switches out into Torn. Now at this point, he doesn't know if I'm Scarfed or Banded, but he does know that my Samurott was Scarfed and that my Lele might be Scarfed, because of the way how he protected. I mean, look at my team. Scarf Lele is pretty good into the matchup. So I bring in Darmanitan, and I just swing on a Icicle Crash into his Gyarados. Now, it does 33% because this thing is a resist. I can't touch it, so I switch out into my Samurott, who also has, what is it? The fighting move, as he reveals to be Rest. So now this Garchomp Mega is Dragon Tail and Rest. After that, I decide to go for a Sacred Sword, I believe. The Intimidate drops my attack, which sucks. We go for the Sacred Sword. It does 19%. I'm assuming that this thing is max HP, max defense. Now, I just go for a Ceaseless Edge because we have the opportunity to switch attacks, as he just goes for a Barb Barrage that does 29% and it poisons me. So now my Samurott has taken a immense amount of chip. His Choice Scarf was knocked off. It's poisoned. I'm just like, bro, my guy is getting clapped here. I mean, we got a Spike Up, right? At least no, because he has two flying types. We bring in Bastiodon on the Barb Barrage. It does nothing. We get some leftovers recovery back, as I just go for a Stealth Rocks here, and he goes for a Taunt, which is a great play. I did not expect Taunt. Now I'm like in a sticky situation. I believe this guy had Counter Rock Slide, Stealth Rocks, and maybe Spikes. So I switch out, because why am I staying in when I'm taunted? Brings in this Goodra, who is scary, bro. He goes for the Acid Armor, goes up to +2 defense. Now I'm pretty sure he's just gonna click Protect here, because that's super safe on my Lele. As I just go for a Moonblast, I'm like, yo, I need to chip this thing down right now. He switches out into Rotom Heat, which is gonna take a huge chunk. I mean, 28% is great. That's putting it in more range of my Darmanitan. He's gonna go for a Toxic on my Bastiodon, which I finally am able to get up Stealth Rocks again, which is pretty good, because, you know, I'm pretty sure that Torn isn't Boots. He brings in this thing that's gonna take some spikes. We get up our rocks, which is great, and I believe do I switch out? No, I stay in on the Heavy Slam. That's just because I was trying to let Bastiodon die. He reveals to be what is it, Shucka Berry on the Earthquake, and this turn I believe I just let my Bastiodon die. Definitely I think I should have switched into Lele. Getting this thing low would have been great. We just bring in Darm, as I'm ready to go for a Superpower here. He clicks Protect. So he reveals that I click Superpower, right? His main switch in would be the Scream Tail. Oh no, he brought in Torn. I don't think Torn likes his Superpower for real. Superpower, boom, 48%, right? Now, granted, I could have just stayed in and swung again, but I was scared of what he might go for. He just goes for a U-turn. I mean, even if I clicked it again, he was most likely going to go into Scream Tail this thing. Now, I feel like this was the most, like, this was such a pivotal play, because we seen that the Scream Tail switched out, but the way how he U-turned on my Landorus into the Scream Tail, it made me think that he can honestly kill me here. As we revealed from turn 1, he was faster. When we both switched out, he switched out first. So I was like, man, I kind of need my Landorus to kill the Goodra. I needed to kill Overquill. So I kind of fold here, and I switch out of the Landorus back into Darm so that I could swing. He goes for Stealth Rocks, and I'm just like, yo, now the rocks are back up. Everybody's gonna start getting clapped. He goes for a Wish, as I superpowered, expecting him to switch. Also a bad play. I could have just went for the Icicle Crash, get this thing out of here. I mean, granted, he would have got the Wish up, but those 2 turns back to back put me so far behind, bro. So let's continue, right? Now I have to switch out. I click freaking Superpower. I'm at -1 attack, -1 defense. He just goes Rotom, and Rotom reveals to be Boots. Now my Landorus is taking Rock's chip. Rotom goes back up to full. I'm just like, bro, this is the worst case scenario, man. Breaking down this team, I want to say, like, I felt like I needed to go for some reads, and that was like the wrong time to do it. He brings back in his Scream Tail. As I switch out a Landorus, he goes for a Thunder Wave. He gets the Thunder Wave, and I'm just like, I'm telling you, man, it all started falling apart. Freaking Landorus has 16. Darm just not click. I'm not clicking the right button on Darm. My Charizard is paralyzed. He comes into Torn, hits the Hurricane, confuses me. Now I'm confused, paralyzed. But Zard breaks out. I get a Roost off. I'm like, thank goodness. He goes for a U-turn. I stay in. I believe I go for a Rock move. He brings an Overcool that's gonna intimidate me. Right? Confusion ends, and oh no, I go for a Roost. Okay. So I just bring my Zard up to full. Now that I'm at -1 attack, he starts stacking layers of spikes. I go for the dual wing beat. Dual wing beat does 14%, and he's just gonna recover 6. I'm just like, bro, I'm not finna sit here and potentially get parried while he's constantly just set it up. Let me just defog, get all of these hazards out of here, which I think could have been better if I kept them up low-key. He goes for a Crunch, reveals to have Crunch on it. I just do a wing beat back. Granted, I honestly should have just switched out and swapped back in. The rocks were gone. I mean, I could have just went Darmanitan instead of letting my Charizard get chipped so much here. And like I said, dual wing beat is only doing 8. So I was just sitting here clicking buttons at this point. I promise you, man, this battle was going on at 3 a.m. and I'm sitting here versus this guy who's who's sitting in front of me with a wall. I'm like, all right, let me finally go Darm into the Bar Barrage. That was a great turn for him to catch my Darm. Now my Darm is freaking poisoned. I believe I just go for a Icicle Crash here on his Gyarados. Like, he honestly played this thing really well. Like, he had the best switch-ins when he needed to. He clicked the right moves at the right time. Like I said, it was freaking falling apart. Another move, we see that the Gyarados has a Sleep Talk as he misses his Dragon Tail. But I mean, honestly, that would have saved me because look, my Samurai is getting chipped down. He brings in Torn as I go for the Sacred Sword. Oh no, I'll go for Razor Shell, expecting him to switch. Now that does 50. Imagine if I was freaking Scarf. I could have threatened to kill again. He brings in the Gyarados back on. As I switch out, I didn't want my Samurai to die there, so I just honestly switched it out. In front of the Gyarados, I figure I could go Darm and get a big hit off. He goes for Sleep Talk, and he gets Toxic. So he reveals to be toxic on this thing too. He's toxic on this guy, man. He's toxic on the Rotom. He's toxic on the Gyarados. He's freaking Bar Barrage on this kid. He's just set up with Protect. I was just like, bro, what is Regenerator and Wish? Man, this guy freaking stalled the heck out of me, and I had I had a good way to break it, but I did not play my breakers correctly. Let me see. I bring in Zard. Zard is dead at this point. He lands a Hurricane. I'm like, yo, I need Tapu Lele to clean it, right? On the Goodra, I decide to go for Moonblast. That is a 2-hit KO. Great. We get Goodra out of here. He switches into Rotom, who Rotom takes 24. That is about a 4-hit KO if I get some high rolls. Yeah, we got 28 that time as he goes for the Overheat. Overheat is going to do a lot of damage, bringing me down to 30. And I'm just like, bro, I don't want my guy to die here. So he honestly doesn't want Rotom to die here either. I just go into Samurott as Samurott dies to the Toxic. We get to bring back in Tapu Lele. I could go for a Moonblast here. You see, I can't go for the Psychic move because the freaking Overquill is Dark type, which, I mean, him keeping it in the back was very clutch. I'm not going to hold you. So I go for Moonblast here, kills the Goodra, and I'm pretty sure he just goes into Torn here. I can't stay in because I need to keep that pressure with Lele. He knocks off my Darm, knocks off my band. I'm pretty sure he knew I was banded. At this point, Torn is faster than anything, and like I said, because I didn't have that Scarf for my Samurai, I couldn't outspeed it, and I needed to 2-hit KO it. Especially, I mean, I shouldn't have let Lele get this low. Because Lele was this low, it couldn't kill. It couldn't live a knockoff and kill it in return. Like, as you can see, knockoff just killed. So that's gonna be a GG's to Gen 5 Goated. This was a long one, 65 turns. Like I said, this was definitely an eye-opener too, because I gotta expect people to play like this on Showdown. I mean, there's no timer, so you have as much time as you would like. You know, you could play it slow, you could play it fast. My team that I brought was very hyper offense, with one wall being Bastiodon. I mean, I had Charizard, but is Charizard really a wall? All I had was like Roost and Default. Because it was physical attacking, I got walled by a Overclaw. So I mean, hopefully Gen 3, this is, I mean, not Gen 3, hopefully week 3 this doesn't happen. I definitely gotta go back to the drawing board, and hopefully we can get a dub in week 3. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.